Is wealth really about the numbers in your bank account? Or is it about the codes in your mind? Maybe you've been taught all your life that being rich means having a lot of money. But what if the truth is completely different? What if wealth isn't a number at all? You'll be shocked when you learn the truth. What do we know? Imagine two people with the same $10,000. One uses it to pay off credit card debt, the other buys stocks. One pays the price of past mistakes, the other invests in future opportunities. One feels relief by clearing debt, the other builds vision by investing. Because it's not about how much money you have, it's how you see that money and what you want to do with it. Some treat money like a temporary breath, others like a lasting foundation. Wealth lies in this difference. It's not a number, it's a mindset. Money reflects not only what's in your pocket, but what's in your head. And how you use it determines how you live your life. Your attitude toward money determines your true wealth. Poverty doesn't start in the pockets, it starts in the mind. If you're always thinking, it's not enough, I'll lose it, then no matter how much money you earn, poverty never leaves your thoughts. Because wealth is not what you have, it's what you think. Some people define wealth by the car they drive, the neighborhood they live in, or the price of their watch. To them, wealth is what others can see and envy. But that's just appearance. It's not inner peace. True wealth lies in how you manage your time, how you feel when you wake up, and how much of your life you control. Wealth is being able to build a life based on your own rules, without needing anyone's approval. It starts when you're guided by direction, not regret. In other words, wealth is something you feel from within, not just something that shows on the outside. Compare the mindset of a wealthy person to that of an employee. The wealthy see crisis as opportunity because they think in solutions. Crisis for them is a new door. The employee sees the same crisis as a threat because uncertainty shakes their comfort zone. The wealthy calculate risk and act with data. The employee avoids thinking about risk at all, paralyzed by fear of loss. The wealthy use their money, find ways to make it grow. The employee clings to money, saves it but doesn't grow it. Fear of loss blocks courage to grow. The wealthy invest, trust the future, play to expand. The employee spends, trading tomorrow for today's comfort. The difference lies not in numbers, but in mindset. This is not about being reckless. It's a matter of strategic awareness. Yes, for someone earning $1 million, a $10,000 loss is just a statistic. But for someone whose 2-month salary is $10,000, it's a serious shock. What matters is not the absolute loss, but how you perceive it. A salaried worker with a rich mindset may risk $500 for investment. If it's aimed at growth, it's a small cost. And if they think how to multiply that $500, then they have a wealthy mind. The key is, how can I multiply what I have? This mental reflex is the true foundation of wealth. Here's where it begins. Wealth starts not after you earn money, but after you begin to think differently about money. It's an internal transformation. What the wealthy have in common is not millions of dollars, but the way they manage even the same numbers differently. They see money as a tool, not a goal. That's why when they lose money, they don't collapse, because money isn't their real wealth, it's just a reflection of it. Mindset can take two people in completely different directions. One buys freedom with money, the other enters new debt with the same money. One plans how every dollar will grow, the other doesn't even ask how not to waste it. This difference doesn't come from numbers, but from the mind. So how do you build this mindset? What are the foundations of a rich mindset? First, responsibility. Wealthy people hold themselves accountable for their financial status. Income, expenses, debts, even missed opportunities, they see as results of their own choices. They don't blame the system or others because they know change starts from within. Taking responsibility is not just admitting mistakes, it's acting to fix them, taking control. This mindset grabs the steering wheel of life and moves forward, saying, "My life, my choices." That's where wealth begins, internal ownership. Second, thinking long-term. The wealthy mindset targets the future, not just today. Before spending, they ask, how will this affect me long-term? Does it add value or offer temporary satisfaction? They trade today's comfort for tomorrow's freedom, because thinking about the future makes you live more consciously today. Third, knowledge. Wealthy people understand the value of financial literacy, investment skills, and opportunity analysis. Money is a tool, but knowing how to use it is a skill. They act with strategy, not randomness. Their financial decisions are based on data, not emotion. They keep learning, evolving, and turn knowledge into capital. Fourth, psychological resilience. The wealthy mind doesn't fear losses. It sees them as learning. In crisis, it stays calm and finds solutions. It doesn't say failure. It says feedback. Every fall is the base for the next stronger step. Emotionally resilient. People also handle financial turbulence better. Fifth, time awareness. For the wealthy, time is more valuable than money. They avoid pointless meetings, shallow conversations, because every wasted minute replaces a potential opportunity. They invest time not only in work, but in rest, growth, and strategic thinking. Lastly, abundance mindset. The rich mind sees the world not through scarcity, but abundance. It doesn't say, "I don't have." It says, "How can I create more?" Instead of comparing with others, it focuses on self-growth. It seeks solutions, not complaints. It treats what it has with gratitude and works to grow it. Because abundance begins in mindset and then reflects in your pocket. With these mental foundations, even $10,000 can change destiny. Because true wealth is in the mind, not the bank account. A rich mind doesn't chase money. It knows money is the natural result of clarity and right decisions. It acts with vision, not desperation. It invests in itself, knowledge, health, relationships, time. In this mind, money isn't the goal. It's a byproduct of a well-lived life. It focuses not just on earning, but on meaningful contribution. It earns money to live well, not lives for money, but enriches money through life. And this mindset inevitably attracts money, even without trying. Because money goes to what is valuable. And the most valuable thing in the world is knowledge. Put knowledge in a palace. It makes the palace valuable. If it's on a mountaintop, that's the most valuable place. Wherever knowledge is, that's where value is. So what's stopping you from developing a rich mindset? Have you really thought about it? Maybe it's the things you've heard since childhood. Money ruins everything. People like us can't get rich. Being rich is selfish. These internalized thoughts may have quietly pulled you away from your own potential. Or maybe it's always trying to please others, tying your value to external approval. The journey to wealth begins inside. A person with a rich mind doesn't need fancy cars, expensive houses, or to be liked. Their wealth doesn't need to be shown. It's felt. It shows in how they sit, walk, live. Everyone wants to be near them because they guide. Are you ready to face the beliefs holding you back? Send this video to someone who still thinks wealth is only about money. Because sometimes the greatest poverty hides in a false belief about money. And you? How do you define wealth? What does being rich mean to you? Write it in the comments. In the next video, we'll explore how to develop this rich mindset and what habits strengthen it. And remember, it's not just finance videos that'll empower you, but also our content on life, science, health, and parenting. Knowledge is power. Subscribe, follow, and keep the power in your hands. What do we know?